All right, we got the X-Men music playing just briefly back there. Suiting for this map with the X. In the upper center location, excuse me, in the upper center location, in the blue, we have our Terran player, his ID.
Slayer's Boxer.
Slayer's Boxer.
An inspirational player, to say the least.
Absolutely. In the center left, in the orange, we have our Terran player losing to Slayer's Boxer. Can he come back this game? They call him
Slayer's GanZI.
Slayer's GanZI.
All right, so GanZI has to be a little bit upset about that last one.
Oh, look at that. That's a sexy pose right there.
No doubt. So,
there's actually GSL symbols on this map.
oh yeah, man.
That's totally
We're going
cool.
all out this season.
Oh, yeah.
It's all out. And there is all sorts of different languages all over this map. It's actually a really cool map. You know, I haven't gotten to play this map yet, but it is pretty neat, man.
Yeah, it looks great. I read about this one, but I haven't actually played a game on it yet, but
Yeah.
looks awesome.
Well, anyways, you know, it was time for some new maps, and I can't wait to see how the balance actually works on this map, because just looking at it, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic map. There's a lot of bases, but, you know, the map isn't too big. Sometimes, you know, we get a map like Calm Before the Storm, and it's kind of a good map. You know, we have long, epic games, but no one ever has any fights on that map till like 17 minutes in, when both players are about 3-3 with maxed armies and 5 bases. You know what I mean? It's so, you know, this is a more manageable size, and I just can't wait to see how the balance of this map actually goes.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And as you can see here, Slayer's Boxers had quite a journey in the GSL, ping-ponging around in Code A for a while after having a, at times, lackluster showing in Code S.
It looks like a beach chair. But
It does.
One part of it's broken, so you'd be a little bit uncomfortable.
It looks
trying
like
to
you
sit
could
on
ski down it, actually, and then shoot off the ramp, you know, and then you would probably land somewhere over in August.
If it was a constellation, maybe it would be Orion.
Could be.
I don't know how they draw those pictures on like 4 stars. It's like the most elaborate picture there's ever been.
And as you can see, actually quite the opposite here for GanZI. GanZI actually was a little bit of up, down, but then he climbed into Code S, and he's kind of stayed pretty established in there.
Yeah.
Now here comes the Reaper from Slayer's Boxer.
Oh.
Ooh, good game sense there.
That's right. Slayer's Boxer can see up cliffs. It's his special power for being so cool.
So very different build orders here. GanZI going for a mineral-intensive build, getting the additional command center and 3 barracks with Marines. Boxer doing more of a tactical build, getting some Reapers out.
And, you know, he's getting a 3rd Reaper as well. So I love it when we see 3 Reaper builds. Those are always so much fun. But GanZI is making plenty of Marines. As long as he places them well, they're going to beat those Reapers down pretty easily.
All right, he's going to try to sneak in. We'll see if GanZI is prepared. Uh-oh. Really? The ramp?
Well, where is the last place you're going to expect Reapers to go?
I guess that's a good point,
It's up the ramp.
Yeah. That must be a rule in the Slayer's house, is if you see Reapers, don't guard the ramp.
Yeah, man. Well, I never put anything really at the ramp.
No, when I think about it, I don't really do it either,
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
The best place to hide is in plain sight.
Yeah.
Taste Fuchsius once told me. Hide your cannon in plain sight.
Hide it behind the minerals. All right, so it looks like the Reapers might have a tough time getting in there. Looks like they're going to... Just peeking over here.
Can't really engage any of these sets of units right now. Oh, no. This is
man.
ill-advised, to say the very least.
Oh, he's got to be careful. The Marines can counterattack so easily.
Yeah, he's going to have to go ahead and throw down a bunker, but even that, man, there's going to be a lot of Marines, and he's going to have to repair the bunker, which means he's going to lose a lot of SCVs. But, you know, getting a Reaper inside a bunker has great damage output against light units like Marines, so that could help out as well. But these Marines are coming quick, man, and that bunker isn't done.
Uh-oh. This could be one of those games where one small decision costs him everything. He's going to get there just in time.
He should target down the SCV, and he does!
And he targets down the second SCV, but not in time. But he can just ignore it and go up the ramp.
Well, you know, Slayer's Boxer dealing with this as best he can, losing a lot of SCVs so far. But you know what? He did deal with it. That was a scary situation.
It was.
And unfortunately for Boxer, he lost quite a few SCVs there. He's lost 7 SCVs so far this game, and that's pretty rough.
Well, the first win for Codes for Boxer would be in 318 days. Wow.
Wow.
I did not know that, actually.
Well, he was in Code A for quite a bit there, and in fact, he even dropped out and had to qualify again. What a sick monster badass he is to get through the Code A qualifiers.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks
Those are like, that's one of the hardest turns in the whole world.
And I know Slayer's Boxer knows his stim will finish before GanZI's will. So it looks like he wants to push out here, see if he can't stim, run in, and go for a kill.
That's right. You know, both of them are going for Marines right now, which means that we're probably going to end up seeing, well, in fact, we are going to end up seeing Marine Siege Tank Medevac compositions. Later on, maybe a few Vikings as well. But the interesting things to look for here are when do these guys get their factories, their first factories and their second factories, because that dictates a lot of it. If you want to get a very quick second factory, you can, but you can't move out on the map as much. But it will give you more power a little bit later on. So, you know, it's there's a lot of trade-offs involved when we see two players going Marine Siege Tank against each other. And that's always the coolest part, is to see, well, at least for me, being the nerd that I am, to see which player opts for which route.
Now, he could pick up some Marines here and just drop into the main. And actually, the timing of that might be pretty damn good, because it looks like they're both moving out at the same time, but Slayer's Boxer is a little bit closer.
They're just going to see each other and turn around. Whoa, Slayer's Boxer!
Whoa.
No, this is terrible for Slayer's Boxer, and he is in just infinity trouble now.
Oh man, he is so behind now.
Yeah, that was the biggest bungle of the game by far. The Reapers seemed bad, but that was Slayer's Boxer was not watching. He was watching his other little group of Marines, and losing all that and killing nothing of GanZI's. GanZI is hugely ahead at this point. You know, he's ahead by 4 SCVs, and then he's ahead by 14 Marines plus some medevacs.
And look, GanZI's so smart. GanZI's going to just move out. He's going to try to push. Says, you know what? You have so few Marines. I've already stopped everything you've thrown at me. How about I just try and kill you now?
Well, I guess that's what he's going to go for. Dropping into the main in the back of Slayer's Boxer's face. He has nothing there to defend right now. Oh, this is bad. He's just running everything. He might just be going all in from here, Tasteless. This is not a very easy situation to recover from, and he knows that. And
looks like he's transferred to his expansion.
It's so interesting that, you know, he just runs his SCVs. He doesn't send anything up there. Nothing up there at all. But of course he knows that GanZI's army is so much bigger, he could just come in the front. GanZI flying away now.
Interesting decision making by Slayer's Boxer. But
By
I guess,
both, really.
You know, it worked. I mean, I thought he was going to potentially lose the game right there, but no, the game will now go on.
Yeah, you know, GanZI playing a little bit too safe there. You know, he could have left those Marines with the medevac in there and killed off, you know, the E-Bays, the depot. There was nothing up there to stop him whatsoever. So Slayer's Boxer with a little bluff right there. I guess it worked out.
All right, he sees the tail end of that army. He's going to stem.
Oh boy, GanZI with a lot of units here, but good sieges by Slayer's Boxer very, very quickly. And can he, what?
Yeah, he did, because he got the stem up a second or two later, and then he also got...
His siege was quicker.
His siege was quicker, too.
Well, GanZI lifting up and going in the main base. He's still way ahead as far as supply goes. He has 1-1 upgrades against Slayer's Boxer 0-0, but 1-1 is about to finish for him. And it
he needs to get those
medevacs.
And he just barely has enough, and that's why you can see he's trying to get these medevacs now. Very nice.
Just snipe one off, but
Slayer's Boxer handled that pretty damn well.
He did. He's playing well, Tasteless, but he's down by a good 40 supply, and GanZI is starting to take additional bases. So as long as he keeps on some pressure, Slayer's Boxer can't really stop him.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have another huge drop to the main, knowing that Slayer's Boxer seems to want to keep control of the map. He says, all right, I'll keep this focus back into his base.
It's a good choice indeed. Slayer's Boxer even moving out with his own drop, so he's going to have less and less forces to actually deal with this. Dropping right before the sensor tower. Good timing by GanZI, even bringing a siege tank. A pretty good decision making there. It's going to be very hard to clean this up with only Marines.
Looks like he might back out now.
Yep, he is getting out of there. Just killing off what he can and getting out. GanZI is everywhere, man. This guy's like Nightcrawler. He appears in Slayer's Boxer's base, kills 2 things, then disappears.
That was the best ability he had.
Yeah, that's
that
the best
looking
ability.
really funny. Yeah, he was.
That part was kind of sad.
All right, so another drop over here. Both these guys doing a great job of denying from each other, and I do agree with GanZI getting the planetary here instead of the orbital.
Yeah, you may as well. In fact, I'd probably think about leaving a few units over there because drops are just going to come behind that mineral line all day long. You know, just having that 3rd base up, you can sacrifice little things like making the planetary instead of the orbital, like leaving a few units there for defense.
Yeah. All right, well, Slayer's Boxers continuing to macro up, 110 supply to 153.
Well, both players working on their rocks. They want to make a little bit quicker paths to help defend their 3rds and 4th bases.
Yeah.
GanZI did not actually leave any units there to help defend the planetary, but it's going to be hard to fly by as that turret is placed very well. There's not a lot of extra space around the edges of this map.
Well, he's going to push out again. Slayer's Boxer still about 20 supply behind his opponent. A lot of this will come down to who stims first and who sees the other guy first, who
sieges up
first. Yeah.
Engagements are a big part of this. GanZI, of course, does still have that additional supply. And in fact, Slayer's Boxer never rebuilt that sensor tower in his main, so be careful about that.
This is really good.
Yeah, this is why I was mentioning before about leaving a few units
yeah,
over
sometimes
there.
having like a siege tank or something there is good.
Oh,
the main is being dropped. Marines pouring out of the medevacs. The medevac shot down. But this is so many Marines he can stim and actually kill the production facilities. And now we have the counterattack here by Slayer's Boxer going down, taking out so many siege tanks here and continuing to be able to push forward. But at the same time, the main is the real story here. What is Slayer's Boxer going to do to reproduce?
Well, he's not going to be able to, is the simple answer, Tasteless. With siege tanks on the high ground, this base trade scenario is absolutely in GanZI's favor.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not a lot he can do.
Yeah, you know, he's going to take out a couple bases maybe, but GanZI is completely safe, man. He's sieging up at home as he should. Slayer's Boxer has no real production. He's rebuilding at his natural because Slayer's Boxer is the ultimate in never giving up. This guy just will not die, man. And he's going to try to rely on that.
This is pretty smart here. He's going to take out this expansion over here. And it looks like GanZI's coming here to save the day.
And it looks like he probably does have enough units to do so as well. Slayer's Boxer getting cleaned up down there. And at this point, man, he is just so far behind.
Yeah.
89 supply to 183. It's about 100 supply lead now for GanZI. He's up to 4 bases against Slayer's Boxer's 1. No real production for Boxer. In fact, his natural is almost mined out at this point as well.
Well, you know, Slayer's Boxer didn't play terribly. Oh my God, his orbital and his main guys is burning down at 90 health.
It's going to be gone pretty soon here. I think it's just a matter of time as Slayer's Boxer looks at the map and probably will try one more strong attack. But it, of course, will not be enough.
It's just, I don't think it's going to work, man. I don't think so, Artosis.
Well, I know so, Tasteless.
I think Slayer's Boxer is dead.
Slayer's Boxer's had some magnificent comebacks, but this will not be one of them.
And as you can see here with GanZI almost maxed out, I think he's going to just end this.
Yeah, he may just start attacking. There's no way Slayer's Boxer can even defend all the different angles that his natural is at. The natural is not a great place to defend if you don't have the main. Slayer's Boxer can get dropped up on the high ground or anything. And here we go.
Here we go.
GanZI really being sloppy about it, but that doesn't even matter because he has so much more than Boxer. And GG.
Interesting game. At parts, other parts.
You know, Slayer's
bumpy.
Boxer, the double dropship and the 3 Reapers, those 2 things were things that he just was unable to come back from.
Yeah, it was kind of sad because he played so brilliantly in the first game, even though GanZI was in the lead. In the second game, he just lost all of his stuff. And from there, it's like pretty easy for GanZI to just make the right decisions. For instance, in game number 1, GanZI, generally speaking, made the right decisions. And unfortunately, he didn't have all the information, so he lost. In that game, the one that we just saw, Slayer's Boxer just You know, he wasn't watching his medevacs when they're unloading units. You have to do that. It's not just about having a good micro and macro. It's about knowing priority. Where should you be at what point in time when your build is unfolding?
Well, he definitely messed that up, Tasteless. Well, you know, hopefully he can prepare himself for this third game. Maybe get a win against GanZI. That's pretty important. You know, Sen is a hard opponent. Do not want to have to face him. Maybe he needs a Hot 6 energy drink.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have some of that right now.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had this one. I'm excited. I'm going to let you guys know.
Had to get the full effect of that. Is it good?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to that. We're going to get game number 3 coming up here in a little bit. I don't know who's actually going to win at this point in time.
No, it's hard to say, you know.
Oh, that is really good.
Slayer's Boxer is a tricky player, an intelligent player, a crafty player. GanZI, really good mechanics. Let's be honest here. He's got really good mechanics. He macros like a beast. He's always going to have more units unless Slayer's Boxer does some serious damage to him or traps an army or something like that.
Yeah, Slayer's Boxer is the guy that has to, in a way, pull a fast one on you.
Yes.
Or get into an early game situation where he's just going to out-control you. GanZI is kind of, like you said, like a giant machine.
Yeah.
Just cranking out units.
You know, everyone
pretty
has
solid decisions.
Everyone has their own style. And there's all sorts of styles that StarCraft 2 can be played professionally at.
Yeah.
And Slayer's Boxers is one of the hardest styles to play professionally, but as he's shown us time and time again for the past 13 to 14 years, he can do it, man.
All right, we're going to go on to map number 3. The map will be dual site. Who is going to win? I don't know yet. I think a lot of this is going to depend on if anybody does any cheese early on, anything tricky or sneaky, if anybody bungles their cheese early on.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, call me crazy, but I have a feeling at least one of these guys will hide a barracks on the map.
It definitely could happen, man. Slayer's Boxer is someone who absolutely will, in a deciding game, in an important game like this, do some sort of crazy cheese. But, you know, as is, last game I remember seeing Boxer play here, TBT, he did go mech against Marine King, and actually had Marine King for much of the game. Will he try something like that again? This is not the easiest map to mech on. But Slayer's Boxer has shown a lot of skill in that in the past.
All right, as you can see here, it looks like it's almost time, Artosis. So get ready, guys, for Slayer's Boxer against GanZI. The game is now loading. Who's going to win? I don't know. I feel like GanZI at times is a better player, but Slayer's Boxer has lived through the ages of esports. That means he's capable of anything. Most other players fade away. He lives on forever. So get ready for Slayer's Boxer up against GanZI here in the GSL Code S.